back to the Speaker Hardware shop. This time we're going to look at statement speakers by SpeakerDesignWorks. They have kind of an unusual design in that the mid-ranges in these speakers have a tunnel that exits out the back for increased presence. And it's a little tricky to build, so I'm going to show you how I've got them laid out so that you can assemble it yourself and do it pretty quickly. Here's the parts for statement tunnels. We've got tunnel top and the bottom, tunnel sides, and the vertical braces that hold them in place. If you look at the tunnel sides, I have them marked with, it says baffle, and that's what goes up against the baffle. There's no other pocket screws on there, but on the top and bottom there's several pocket screws to assemble the box. So what you want to do is you take a tunnel side and you want to turn it face down so that these baffle screws are on the outside of the box. Tunnel top and bottom sits right on the edge just like that. Now you could pocket screw it right now, but what happens with pocket screws, if you watch one of my other videos about pocket screws, when you drive them, it will pull that board off by about 1/16 of an inch because the pocket screw is going in at a little bit of an angle. So you have to clamp these in place. And you can do it a multitude of ways. You can use a right angle clamp like this. I'm just going to use some quick grip clamps to hold it in place. They work, they're effective, and they're cheap. And then here's your pocket screws. Because this is all 3/4, these are 1¼ inch long pocket screws. And you really need one of these 6-inch bits. It just makes life a whole lot easier when you go to drive these. Make sure you glue the joint first. I'm just doing this dry. And then we just repeat that for the other side. And then you do the same thing again to put on your last tunnel side. Just when you do that, make sure you get your baffle screws all pointing the same way. And then the last piece that goes on these, and because in a monitor tower there's actually 2 of these braces mount right to the side of this, and then they glue to the sides of the cab. I don't have any pocket screws to go into the side of the cab because you can't access them. So it's easiest to screw it to this box and then mount it to the baffle. And I'll get a baffle here and show you how to do that. This is the interior baffle of a set of statement towers. It's a big box. So you got a woofer, a mid-range tweeter, a mid-range, and a woofer. The tunnel that you just built goes right over this mid-range. There's actually 2 of them, so you have to have 2 of these tunnels. And you should have drawn this out to show exactly where they go. Then you just set it in place and put some glue on it and drive the screws to hold it on. These braces will actually be here and here when you assemble this because there's 2 of these boxes. That's a monitor tower, or statement tower. The statement monitors, which is the small version of this, the tunnel builds exactly the same way except there's only 1 in that box. Well, that's pretty much the basics of doing the hardest part of the statements. The rest of it's pretty much straightforward cabinet construction. Screws, pocket screws, nailers, however you want to assemble the box. These kits all come pre-cut from SpeakerHardware, ready to assemble. Everything is precision cut and should be ready to go. It's a great design from SpeakerDesignWorks, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video from Speaker Hardware shop. And you can use these tips and tricks on just about any speaker box. Thanks for watching.